Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure, my honor, and my privilege to now introduce to you a gentleman that's a great, great, great friend of mine. He's closer to me than a brother. He and I have built this business, built this industry in the past, and he has done so amazingly well in this industry. And he is here with us in IMMERI as well, building all the way to diamond. What I love about Mr. Ralph Johnson is his energy, his passion, his why, his determination, the things that he does, always focused on the dreams of others because he knows that his success is a byproduct of other people's success. A family man, an amazing leader, and a wonderful husband. I present to you my friend, my business partner, Mr. Ralph Johnson. Mr. Johnson, over to you.
Thank you, sir, and what a wonderful presentation it was this afternoon, this morning, according to where they are joining us from. I just want to say it's always a pleasure and an opportunity. I am humbled when I'm put in this position to inspire others. Are you hearing me loud and clear, sir?
Loud and clear, loud and clear. Our leader of leaders, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And I want to start today by sharing on your why. Now, your why is your dreams and goals. Your why is what it is you want to achieve here. And I must start by saying, I have achieved every goal that I have written down. I want you to listen to me again. I have achieved every goal that I have written down. Why? Because I have done it time and time and time and time and time again until I achieve it, or it is still written down. You see, I am in this industry for about 18 years. And the one thing that has eluded me is diamond. And I still have it written down. I know I am going to achieve it. Why? Because I'm not going to give up. I'm going to go and go. You see, if I go after it enough times, I will make it happen. I don't give up until I hit my dreams. So your why is very important here. And I want to share a story with you all to emphasize this why. You see, at the age of 17, I walked into a church and I saw a beautiful young lady. And I decided, wow, this is going to be the one for me. This is the most beautiful lady I have seen. This is going to be my wife. Immediately, something happened. She didn't like me. She didn't like me at all. Every other young lady in the church thought I was, wow, good looking, whatever. But she didn't like me at all. So what did that do? It didn't deter me. Because I knew this was worth having. Now, I want us to draw the parallel with our IMMERI business. You see something that is worth having, it's going to be beautiful. And as soon as you start, something happens. And when that happens, it's a roadblock. But what do? Do you give up? I didn't give up. So what I did is I started working on me. I started dressing better. So at least I might get her attention. I started smelling better. I was wearing cologne. One of the best that I could afford at that time was Brut, and I put on my Brut every time I go out, and I make sure I'm smelling good. I brush my teeth. Why? You see, the dream was big. My why was big. I wanted this young lady to like me. I even started attending classes. Now, we're speaking about someone who, when I was in school, I wasn't attending classes, but now I was attending classes. Why? Because I was trying to do something to get her attention. You see, I am working to make sure that I get her to notice me. And after a while, you know what? It started happening. Yeah. She started looking at me and she would make comments and I would know that she's seeing me. And now I started feeling good about myself. Why? Because I'm set out to achieve this goal and I see little things happening. Even in your IMMERI process, you will set out your goals and there will be roadblocks, but you will see little things happening. You would see one person who say, oh, you know what, it sounds good. So what did I do? I continued, and I went after, and then after a while she said she would give me a try. She would go on a date with me. Well, it was the best I was ever behaved on a date. I went on this date and I was so well behaved. I mean, I would make people in the church look bad because I was just well behaved trying to get her attention. So I went out there and I did what it took. I did what it took to get her to like me. And she did. She liked me. And she liked me and I started spending more and more time with her. You see, I remember for about 3 years, every day I would see this young lady. Why? Because I was making an investment in my future. If you're doing this IMMERI business and every day you're not doing something towards it, recheck your why. Recheck what it is you want. You see, here I've seen people come and the first day, you would know the champions. The first day you would see certain things about them. I saw Mr. earlier. The first day he was very attentive. He was here early, he left after the call. I saw Cyril, a guy who had his children around him. I saw Miss Philadelphia. She was here. I got to love her voice because she speaks with a nice, soft, calming voice. I saw Miss Grace Bride, and I understand that she is going after something. And these people are people that, whilst I am looking and listening to them, I know they are going to be champions. But that doesn't mean that hiccups doesn't come along the way. The hiccups will come, but you have to continue going after it. So back to my story, I remember carrying this young lady now. I mean, we were together 7.5 years. And I decided to take her to a restaurant. Wow. I took her to a restaurant and I remember ordering lamb medium rare because it's something I heard about in a movie. And it was one of the worst tasting dishes I ever had. I told them there was some blood in it. They said, well, you said medium rare. I said, well, I didn't know what I was talking about. But my thing was to impress her. And I asked her to marry me and she said, yes. That's the important thing. You see, as we go through life, things will happen. Things will happen. Hiccups will come. There will be stuff thrown in your way. Why? Because it's like the universe wants to see how bad you really want it. I wanted it badly enough to try to eat medium rare lamb. But that was okay because she said yes. And I told her if she marries me, I'm going to make her happy. We have since been married. This year will be 22 years that we married. Was it easy? No. It was not easy. Was it worth it? Yes. Yes, it was worth it. Because I am with the woman of my dreams. And every day, regardless of if it's a good day, if it's a bad day, I get to enjoy this. I get to enjoy the process. And you see, it's the same thing here. As you build this business, there will be things that will come up that you won't expect. There will be some things that will be attached to success that you won't expect, and it mightn't be some of the things that you want. But you have to understand that it is worth it. You see, I have this young lady now, and we've been 21 to 22 years married, and we have been enjoying each other. We had our bad days just like anyone else. We had our good days just like anyone else. but it was worth it. Why? Because every day I am pursuing. Today I try to be better than I was yesterday. And the beautiful thing about this is our children are looking at us. My daughter applied to a university for dance. And I remember she didn't get through. She didn't get through, and she got the news as we were pulling into the parking lot of a pharmacy. And she cried, she cried, she cried, she cried. Now, Daddy is a hero. So what I did is I said, baby girl, what you have to understand is if everything happened the way that you wanted it, do you think you can inspire anyone? Can you inspire anyone with your story that you got involved in IMMERI and every day everything worked out as you planned and within 90 days you became a diamond? Can you inspire anyone with that? No, it's not what happened. It's not reality. It's not what happened in the real world. There will always, always, always be hiccups. But once your why is big enough, then the facts don't count. The facts don't count, because if you don't find the situation that you want, you will go out there and make it. You will make the situation that you need. For example, Mr. Louis and I, we are building IMMERI business from thousands of miles away. But is that a hiccup? No, it's just a small challenge that we will overcome and that we will become successful here. What I want us to understand is you go after what you want. There are people looking at you. There are people looking at you who need what you're going through to inspire them to move on. And I said all of that about my daughter because she was turned down for the first time. And with that turning down, she continued to practice day after day after day after day. And we're talking about COVID situation now, so everything has shut down. My daughter is practicing day after day after day after day after day. And one of her friends happened to see her online. This is someone who is in the US. She said, hey, you know what? I think you might be good enough to get into the school that I'm in right now. Here's what the in-person auditions has finished. It has ended. But what I'd like you to do is send an online audition, a video audition. And my daughter, well, being the child that she is, she got her mom and I to pay for a professionally done video audition that she sent. And when she sent it, she was the only candidate that got a full scholarship, not just from outside of the US, but in total. She was the only candidate who got a full scholarship. Here's why I'm telling you this. She went on a full scholarship in September, gone to the Broadway musical school. And she was there. And she moved from level 1 to level 3 in all of her dances that she went into. Everything that she went into, her dancing, her singing, her acting, she went from level 1 to level 3. She came home for Christmas. And last week, she left my home to go back to the US. Here's what my daughter said to me. She said, Daddy, she said, this term is going to be a different me. I did what I needed to do to get to where I wanted to be last term. Now, I'm going to make sure and reach the class 2 hours earlier. Do an hour stretch. Do an hour preparation for the class. And I'm going to leave an hour after because I'm going to rehearse whatever was done during the course of the day. And that is my ammo for this term. Do you think my daughter is going to make it? Of course. Why? Because her why is big enough. She knows what she wants. People, I want you all to know what you want here in IMMERI. Do you want an opportunity to walk among leaders? Do you want an opportunity to lead others to their success? Do you want an opportunity to bring other people out of poverty? You see, it's whatever you are looking at is what you will get out of this opportunity. Whatever you are looking at is what you will get. Mr. Louis just said that I love helping others to become successful. I learned that from him. My success will be a byproduct of their success. So what do I want to do? I want to help them to become successful. So these are things that I'm doing. I want people to be able to look and say, Mr. Johnson helped me. Mr. Johnson helped me to move from level 0 to where I am today. And that is immense success. You see, I want people to move forward and achieve whatever they want to achieve. My son started back dancing, and I'm giving you all the scenarios because I think the why is the most important thing here. I will get to the other points, but the why is the most important thing here. My son was a ballroom Latin dancer. He danced, he got trophies. He stopped dancing a few years now to pursue football. With COVID, the football has stopped. And he said that he told his mom that he wants to get back involved in dancing. Yesterday, he went to the first class. So when he came back, I said, how was it? He said, Daddy, almost everybody better than me now. I said, okay, so what now? He said, give me 2 months and I will be in the top 2. Is that a realistic goal? Yes, it is. Because he knows the kind of effort he has to put in to become successful. So he has already in his mind put the effort that he needs to put in somewhere in his mind where he'll be able to actively pursue it and become successful. This didn't happen overnight. You see, they have seen their father and mother goal after goal after goal after goal. We have achieved some, we have not achieved some. But the ones that we have not achieved, they are still written down. If you continue to go after it long enough, you will achieve it. So these are things we must do. You see, Mr. Ed Foreman said, the bumblebee is not supposed to fly. It's not aerodynamic. It's not carrying the proper dimensions for it to fly. But the problem with that is nobody told that to the bumblebee. So the bumblebee decided to fly. How many people have told you that you're not going to make it? You're not going to make it in this or whatever. But you have to know that you will make it. So I just wanted to spend some time on your why, for you to know why you are doing this. And everything else will come easier. So your why, focus on your why. Is it your family? Is it helping others? Is it to be able to just take friends out and not worry about the bill? Is it to be able to fly to whatever country you want to fly to? Is it to be able to have your own home paid for, where you don't have to worry about where the next month check is coming from? Is it to be able to be financially free? Financially free to just enjoy life and take it one day at a time as you want to. All these are things that you must know what it is you want. So that's the why. So now let's move on to making a list. Because once you have the why, the making a list becomes easy. Now, here's the first thing I want to tell you about making a list. Who do you put on the list? Everyone. Everyone goes on the list. Because you don't want to know that there's somebody that you said, hey, I don't think he will do it. And a month after, you see him as a brand new manager in someone else's team. If they are in your phone book, if you know them, you put them on your list. And here's the beautiful thing about the list. What is a list? A list is your raw material. I saw last month where they were showing Reverend Daniel Kujo Sekpe. They were showing him with his house that he has under construction. Now, the thing about a list is your list is your blueprint for your business. You need to understand that the bigger your list, the bigger your business. So you need to get your list as big as possible. When you have a big list, you are not frustrated. You see, some people say, I put down everybody I know. How many people are on that list? 30 people. Come on. Okay, let's look at a real scenario. You have 30 people on a list, and you spoke to 10 of them, and the 10 of them say no. Now you're frustrated. You're frustrated because a third of your list said no, so you don't even want to bother with the other 20 because it's frustrating. No, the bigger your list, the less your frustration. You see, if I have a list of 200 people and the first 10 people says no, that's okay. I go to the next 10. And I go to the next 10, and I go to the next 10, and I go to the next 10, and I still have 150 names to deal with. So get it big. You all in Nigeria and Ghana, you all have hundreds of millions of people. We live in a country where we have 1.3 million people. And we are going to build it big. Why? Because it's not about the amount of people in the country, but it's about the amount of people on your list. So get your list as big as possible so that you will get this done. The next thing is to contact and invite. Why do you have them on your list? It's because you want them to come and take a look at the opportunity. So you contact and invite. You need to understand, do I want it slow or do I want it fast? Do I want it big or do I want it small? Because if you want it big and fast, you contact and invite the right way. Now, your upline could help you and I could help you with this. Here's what you do. First of all, you be excited. You are excited. You are the first person you're the first encounter they're having with IMMERI. So you are excited about them. Tell them about an opportunity that you saw. Now, the contact and invite is not to show the presentation. You're not giving them information about the business. What you're doing is inviting them to see the presentation on the business. You see, even though I want you to be excited, I don't want you to be too excited where you start giving information about the business, because what they'll do is they'll take bits and pieces and make a decision there. That's not what that is about. The contact and invite, you must be excited, you must be in a hurry, and you must just give them enough information to get them to the presentation. So for me, I always say, hi, how are you going? If it's a phone call, hi, how are you going? I'm kind of in a rush. I have to leave in a bit. And it doesn't matter where I am. If I'm in my sunroom, I have to leave my sunroom in a bit, so I'm not lying. I have to go into the living room. So I have to leave in a bit. But here's what, I saw something that's really exciting. And I know you would be one that would benefit from this. So I give them two options. I have Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. Which one would be better for you? You see, there are many ways that we can do it. And if I had the time, I would go through step by step. But which one would be better for you? And when you give someone an option, they will make a decision. They say Thursday. I say, okay, great. All right, here's what. I'll contact you again on Thursday about an hour before to confirm. As I said, I have to go. It was nice talking to you. That did not take 15 to 20 seconds. So these are things that we do. So you contact and invite. Be in a hurry. And the next step is to show the plan or start the process. So what you do is when they get there, you make sure that you are not a distraction. If it's an in-person presentation, you are not talking. If I am in a room with Mr. Louis there, especially if he's sharing the plan on my behalf, I am the most attentive person in the room. You wouldn't believe that I could speak. Why? Because they will take their initiative based on what you do. So if they see you attentive, they will be attentive. And they will just be looking. They're always looking at you. And you're just listening. You're nodding your head. When he asks a question, shake your head. Yes, it's yes. You know why? Because they are looking at you. And the thing about this is when you do that, you are edifying him. So now he has the power to make the decision, to make them do what they need to do in terms of making a decision. Then we have the follow-up. The follow-up is a very important part. You see, I heard even Mr. Louis says it. The fortune is in the follow-up. Here's why. You have already gone through all the hard work of getting them to the presentation. They saw it and everything. So now it's about the follow-up. Your upline will be able to tell you exactly what words to use. But what we do is we say, what did you like most? Because when you ask them what did they like most, they are now looking for something that I like most. I like the free car reward program. I like the fact that I get paid even if I bring in just one person. I like the fact that I can see this kind of lifestyle for me. I like the fact that they give me a home in Malaysia. I like the fact that they help me to become successful. Whatever they say, it's good. You just work along with them and you talk with them and you make sure you get them on a three-way call with the person you're working with directly. For me personally, it's Mr. Louis. So I will get them on a three-way call and I will edify them before I get them on the call. I will say, hey, here's what. I will get you to speak with someone who is very successful in this industry. In fact, he's one of the board of directors here. So he knows exactly what he's talking about. I want you to listen to exactly what he's going to say. Please, I don't take his time for granted. So I would like you to be there at least 5 minutes earlier and listen to what he says, because he's a man of integrity. And whatever he says he will do, he will do. All that I ask is that you also be a person of integrity. Whatever you say you will do, you do it. That's it. And now the ball is in Mr. Louis' court so that when they're speaking to him, they will listen to what he's saying. You see, in this follow-up process, you can have your upline or the person you're working with to be able to work on your behalf, to get better success, because they know you. If they know you, some of them know your downfall, your mishaps in going through life. So they won't look at you in that way. But when they get to a businessman and someone who's already successful, and he says, you know, Mr. Johnson is a great leader and he's going to help you become successful, all of a sudden they no longer see the person that they grew up with. They're now seeing a business person. Okay, Mr. Johnson is a business person now. Okay, I'm willing to be a business person too. So I will do what he instructs me to do. You see, in this process, we have to keep going. We have to keep going daily, getting stuff done. And the faster you can do it, the easier it will be for you. You see, I have looked at the world's strongest man competition. And this is something that I always draw as an analogy to our industry. You would see someone with a rope trying to pull a Mack truck. And it's very hard. It's very hard. But once the truck starts rolling, you would see them going with the flow now. They're going and they're keeping the momentum. It's the same thing in this business. It's easier when the momentum is flowing. After you start the process and the momentum is flowing, you don't want to stop. To stop and start again is very hard. So you continue with the momentum. You continue on your list, contacting and inviting, to show the plan, to do the follow-up. And these are things that you do daily. You do daily. Every day you must do something in your business. You see, there are two types of people here. There are those who put in the effort, and there are those who just think other people are getting the break. No. What you put in is what you will get out, not just in this, in anything in life. What you put in is what you will get out. So these are things I want us to understand and to do. And then the close. The close is about getting the decision. Because now they have gone through the entire process. You want them to get the decision, to the point of the decision. So you ask, for me, I will let Mr. Louis do the close. I will let him ask them. You see why? They have the respect for him. So the close, Mr. Louis will take it away. He will ask them. But if you don't have an upline that's working directly with you, you can do the close. So What is it that you like most about it? How much income do you would make this worth it for you? How much income? And when they give you a figure, okay, so let's say they say 100,000. Okay, so to get 100,000, will it be worth it to put in, let's say, 2 hours a day every day for that? For a 9 month, a year period? Would it be worth it? Would it be worth it for a little longer? And they would say yes or no. Okay, so what you're saying is that you're ready to get started. So how soon do you see yourself getting involved? Don't be afraid to ask the question. You see, I've already put in the majority of the groundwork. So all you need to do now is to make the close. You see the difference, according to Zig Ziglar, between ordinary and extraordinary is the little extra. There's one thing that I want to close with. You see, when you stop dreaming, you start failing. When you stop dreaming, I don't care who you are. When you stop dreaming, when you no longer have a dream, when you no longer have a why, your business no longer goes forward, but it crumbles. Why? Because now you are no longer doing anything with any sort of passion. And who follows a person without passion? So you could be Mr. Louis on the call today. You could be Mr. Johnson on the call. You could be Mr. Ollie on the call. You could be Miss Grace Bry on the call today. What I want us to do is to always have a goal, always have a why, always have something that we are going after. We're going after, we're going after, we're going after. And once you continue to pursue your dream, you will continue to reap success. So in closing today, I would like to call my wife to do one thing for me. You see, she's a great orator. She's awesome at sharing poems. And I found a poem that I think would let us know exactly how we could put all these things together. So the name of the poem is When You Stop Dreaming, You Start Falling. It's a poem by someone anonymous. So I'll call my wife just to say this poem first, and then I'll hand over to Mr. Louis.
I used to have a comfort zone where I knew I couldn't fail. The same four walls of busy work were really more like jail. I longed so much to do the things I'd never done before, but I stayed inside my comfort zone and paced the same old floor. I said it didn't matter, that I wasn't doing much. I said I didn't care for things like dreams and goals and such. I claimed to be so busy with the things inside my zone. But deep inside, I longed for something special of my own. I couldn't let my life go by just watching others win. I held my breath and stepped outside and let the change begin. I took a step, and with new strength I'd never felt before, I kissed my comfort zone goodbye and closed and locked the door. If you are in a comfort zone, afraid to venture out, remember that all winners were at one time filled with doubt. A step of faith and the word of God can make your dreams come true. Greet your future with a smile. Success is there for you.
Thank you so much, babe. So people, Mr. Louis, I thank you for the opportunity to share on this platform. And as I told you, I never take this for granted. I trust that someone was inspired to go forward and to achieve their dreams, their goals, their success. So over to you, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
That was absolutely an amazing, amazing training, Mr. Johnson. And thank you, Mrs. Johnson, Mrs. Charlie Johnson. Thank you so much for that poem. That was absolutely incredible. You know, Mr. Johnson, when I listen to you, I feel like we've been doing this business with one hand tied behind our back, one eye closed, and one leg amputated. Oh my goodness. We've got so much work to do as we now continue to build a business in Africa and all around the world. I just can't wait for the day when you will become unchained. When you're able to impact people that are closer to us and really, really take them to an amazing, amazing level here at IMMERI. And so again, I want to thank you so much, Mr. Johnson and Mrs. Johnson, for an absolutely outstanding training. This was amazing. And I am very sure that there are people on this call that have been definitely edified and can see their future here at IMMERI. Again, an absolutely amazing training. Thank you so much.